Dearest child, a subtle but significant shift has been occurring around you, almost imperceptibly. It possesses the strength to drain the very air from a space as soon as the truth decides to surface. Today, unexpectedly, the veil that has shielded your neighbor for an excessive period starts to fray at the edges. Regardless of their meticulous efforts to conceal the truth, their cheerful demeanor, or their effortless facade, what has long been suppressed is striving to emerge. You are on the brink of comprehending why the universe has been gently urging you, whispering hints that create an unsettling heaviness whenever you encounter them. The moment of revelation is near, and it seldom arrives softly. It manifests like a stealthy storm, darkening the sky without a sound, calm yet filled with turmoil at its center. Right now, what your neighbor has hidden, something they presumed would go unnoticed, is unraveling piece by piece. You may not have challenged them previously, perhaps they seem to blend seamlessly into the ordinary, their routines appearing harmless and their greetings mundane. Yet, the universe does not guide you toward truths for trivial reasons. Something monumental is on the horizon. This is no trivial revelation, it is intentional, powerful, and long overdue. You are about to discover why destiny has refused to remain silent. Pay attention, for this is where the narrative takes a dramatic turn. There exists a reason for your unease, for the vividness of your dreams, and for the peculiar energy that surrounds you whenever you are near your home, gate, or window. Someone close has been sheltering a narrative that never truly belonged to them, yet it has influenced you without your consent. This individual is your neighbor, the one you might not have closely observed. Now, the universe is casting a spotlight on them, their actions, their secrets, their midnight escapades, their conversations, and their behaviors. The timeline has reached a juncture where justice, honesty, and enlightenment converge, and nothing can restrain the truth once it chooses to be revealed. However, brace yourself, this truth extends beyond mere identity. It is concerned with what they have been engaging in behind closed doors while maintaining the facade that all is well. This moment is pivotal, as their reality harbors implications for your journey. Their impending actions, meticulously planned in secrecy with the belief you would remain oblivious, are about to intersect with your destiny. They assumed you would continue to obliviously pass them by, unaware of the unfolding drama, but today, the universe has decided to unveil what they have dreaded the most. Every clandestine step they have taken is poised to reverberate. You will begin to grasp why their behavior has seemed unusual lately. Why their gaze flickers, why their presence feels unsettling. This is not happenstance, it is purposeful alignment. The deeper truth reveals that your neighbor has intertwined with your life in ways you never anticipated. Not by your choice, but by their quiet intrusion into your narrative. Something they have been concealing, observing, or preparing is now beginning to shatter. They can no longer manipulate the storyline, nor can they continue to disguise their real intentions. Universal justice is in motion, triggered by a choice they should have never made. What lies ahead is not merely a revelation, it is a critical inflection point where the truth will cut through illusions, forcing every concealed detail into the open. Remain engaged, for each moment matters henceforth. Your neighbor's world is crumbling, and the fissures in their actions are widening faster than they can conceal them. They sense this turbulence. Beneath a veneer of calm smiles and normalcy lies a truth slipping away from their grasp. The universe is orchestrating every sign, every whisper, every instinct within you to uncover why this moment has converged upon you. Therefore, hold tight, as delving deeper brings clarity. Your neighbor's hidden truth is not a trivial matter. It is a catalyst poised to redefine your surroundings. Observe how their energy has been shifting, how they have become increasingly cautious. Quieter, more vigilant about who observes them. Their timing has altered, their conduct has shifted, their expressions are strained. Something beyond your control, not from a relative or another neighbor, but from an unexpected source, has unearthed a part of them. This confrontation has cast a silence so profound over your neighbor that they are now paralyzed by fear, reconsidering each calculated move they had made in the shadows, for they understand one truth: concealment is no longer an option. They cannot hide from the universe, the timing, or from you. Listen intently, for the universe has begun to unveil crucial truths. The revelations about your neighbor are not minor details or inconsequential habits. They are threads of a larger narrative they carefully nurtured in secrecy, one they never intended for you to discover. Nevertheless, destiny has a remarkable way of forcing truths through cracks you may not even perceive, and presently, the truth is flowing forth. Your neighbor has been entrenched in activities that required a veil of secrecy, explainable only by their constant vigilance in keeping curtains drawn, their hurried steps upon returning home, and the urgency with which they manage phone calls. These signs were not coincidental, they served as warnings from the universe, guiding you to this very moment. Now, the universe implores you to listen closely, as the truth approaches its breaking point. Your neighbor has relinquished control over their constructed narrative, an external force has intervened, confronting a fragment of their concealed reality. They find themselves at a crossroads, forced to confront their truths or silently permit disintegration. Behind the scenes, they scramble, attempting to erase traces, rewrite their narratives, desperately trying to stay a step ahead of the inevitable truth still quickening. Yet destiny refuses to decelerate for anyone, and it is presently knocking louder than ever at their doorstep. Remain vigilant. What unfolds next is what your neighbor has dreaded the most. The revelation pertains to you, the nature of their plans, and why these plans are now unraveling. Take a slow breath, my dearest child, as you prepare to grasp an understanding that will forever alter your perception of your neighbor. There comes a precise moment when an individual who has concealed their truths feels the universe closing in on them. Your neighbor has recently crossed that brink. They sensed it last night, not through direct conflicts or harsh words, but through an overwhelming heaviness that enveloped them upon witnessing something that shattered their entire scheme. Their hands froze, their heart raced, their eyes widened, as unacknowledged truths began to echo back to them. The universe will not let them evade the repercussions of the choices they made. Scrutinize closely. Their recent silence is not incidental but a tactical maneuver. They aim for invisibility, evading discovery while a storm brews around them. Their schedules have altered, their doors close earlier, and they observe you with heightened caution, not from curiosity but from fear. They are sidestepping certain individuals, avoiding poignant discussions, evading a reality they sense is on the verge of exposure. Your intuition, that subtle unease you experience near your own doorstep, resonates with the energy they are subconsciously emanating. When someone's reality begins to falter, their energy will invariably betray them. Listen, for herein lies the delicate truth they desperately wished to keep hidden. Your neighbor's life has entwined with yours without your explicit permission. They have quietly infiltrated your existence, silently absorbing details about your routines. Their motivations were never benign, rather, they harbored intentions that the universe has now intervened to thwart. What they attempted to initiate involving you was obstructed by divine timing. Once the universe intervened, their clandestine actions began to fracture. They presumed you were oblivious, that life would proceed unperturbed, that their role in your story would remain cloaked. Yet destiny interceded. A surprising entity has already stirred the waters regarding their secret, causing them to enter a frenzied state. They strive to erase connections, subdue past actions, and reverse course, yet it is too late, the universe has catalogued everything. This is why their conduct seems increasingly unsettling, their expressions strained, their footsteps heavier, why they scan for observers before unlocking their doors. Stay with me as we approach a pivotal revelation. Your neighbor was not merely concealing a personal truth, they were safeguarding a secret about you, one that pertains to your name, your fate, your successes, and your journey. Their concealed apprehensions about your ascent, your selection by the universe, the protective measures it continues to extend toward you, are all now disintegrating. Everything they once confidently maintained is collapsing under the weight of divine revelation. Their actions, fears, and secrets are converging into a single, defining moment. My cherished child, pay heed, for the moment you have sensed on the horizon, the instant when your neighbor's concealed existence is laid bare, is unfolding now. The energy emanating from them is shifting, not due to public disclosure but because the universe has privately confined them. Today, they awoke with a sense of pressure in their chest, a tension clouding their thoughts, and a fear that felt insurmountable. They are acutely aware that something significant is approaching. The facade they have maintained is crumbling, and the universe is stripping away the protective layers behind which they have hidden. They feel the weight of scrutiny, not from people but from fate itself. When destiny determines that the truth must emerge, no human action can bury it again. Consider their recent behavior. Have you noticed their heightened alertness? How they peek outside cautiously without fully engaging. How they hesitate before speaking, and how their expressions remain wrought with tension. This anxious demeanor stems from a chilling realization. Someone they once trusted has breached their silence. A person aware of part of their truth has accidentally revealed too much, inadvertently disclosing details that should have remained confidential. Your neighbor has been scrambling to identify the source of this leak, attempting to mend the walls concealing their secrets. Yet, the universe has already dismantled those walls. Each attempt to cover their tracks inadvertently lays bare another fragment of the truth they sought to conceal. Here lies an unforeseen twist. The universe is not exposing their truth to shatter them but rather to safeguard you. Your neighbor has not merely lived quietly, they have silently intruded upon your life. They harbored an intention, a concealed plan, a motive, a personal investment that linked them to you far more intricately than you might realize. Perhaps they have closely observed you, made unwarranted assumptions, or schemed something involving your name. They believed you would remain oblivious, but your destiny holds strong barriers, thwarting their plans before they could impact you, forcing them to confront the most unpalatable truth of all: they misjudged who you are. They presumed you were vulnerable, unaware, and easy to overlook. What they failed to recognize is that you are not only spiritually fortified but also divinely protected and energetically empowered in ways they could never fathom. Every covert maneuver they executed has rebounded upon them. Every subtle step they took has been recorded by the surrounding energies. Now, karma encircles them like an inescapable shadow. My cherished child. This moment is where everything sharpens, where the indistinct lines around your neighbor's intentions crystallize. The hidden truth they concealed was not merely a secret, it was a deliberate choice, a silent decision they believed they could execute without drawing attention. However, the universe has monitored their actions from the outset. Now, their intentions, which they presumed would remain forever shrouded, are surfacing. They had underestimated the timing, the protective shield wrapping around you, and the understanding that destiny invariably reveals actions veiled in silence. Your neighbor has reached a juncture where genuine curiosity has morphed into obsession, where mere observation transitioned into involvement. They became convinced they understood you more than they truly did, believing proximity afforded them insight into your life. Yet, they overstepped an energetic boundary without consent. They assumed your growth was accidental, your fortunes coincidental, and your rising presence something they might easily influence or obstruct. Little did they grasp that your existence is safeguarded, your path is directed, and your intuition is more resilient than their veiled interference. Pay close attention now, for here lies the truth they never wished to confront. Your neighbor had devised a plan to insert themselves into your story, not in a physical or aggressive manner, but rather in a subtle, energetic way. They aimed to entwine themselves with opportunities associated with your name or advancement. Perhaps they attempted to obstruct an incoming opportunity for you, maneuver around you, or claim something they felt entitled to. Or, perhaps they were simply aggrieved by witnessing the universe elevate you while they perceived themselves as stagnant. Yet, as soon as they defined that intention, the universe intervened unexpectedly, abruptly realigning events. A call fell short, a message lacked its anticipated response, and plans disintegrated in unforeseen ways. Someone they relied upon distanced themselves, withdrawing essential support. All of this transpired because fate refused to allow their hidden intentions to intersect with your journey. Their designs crumbled before they could breach your timeline. Now, your neighbor is left in a state of confusion, anxiety, and unease. They are replaying their decisions, questioning their choices, and wondering who penetrated their facade, who sensed their energy, who obstructed their path. They remain oblivious to the fact that it was not a person but the universe itself. This is why they have been acting strangely, distant yet restless, silent yet taut, present yet unsettled. When hidden intentions clash with divine protection, an individual's inner world can tremble. My beloved child, prepare yourself, because this marks the transition from whispers to loud proclamations. Your neighbor has reached a point where their concealed intentions can no longer coexist within them. The energy surrounding their home, the tension in their movements, the evasive glances they cast your way are all indicators that their truth teeters on the brink of revelation. They are acutely aware that time is slipping from their grasp. The universe has turned its attention toward them, and what they sought to obscure is now moving inexorably back toward them, a force they cannot evade. There is a reason you have been feeling a watchful energy, not from a place of danger, but as a manifestation of awareness. Their conscience has become a mirror, reflecting everything they tried to conceal. Their restlessness grows, they check their phones incessantly, sidestep specific conversations, and rearrange their domestic space as if bracing for unexpected developments. They feel exposed, disconcerted without understanding why, sensing the universe unmasking their actions. Their hearts harbor fear, not of you, but of the reckoning they anticipate. However, here lies the most critical aspect: you were never in peril. Not for a moment, for the universe stands as an impenetrable barrier between you and their intentions. Each time they attempted to approach your energy, something pushed them back. Every effort to manipulate circumstances within your timeline disintegrated. Every endeavor to influence your progress was met with obstruction. They are perplexed about why everything they touched has unraveled. They remain unaware that their secret intentions cannot override your divine authority. Now, a significant twist awaits. Your neighbor is about to confront a moment that will unveil their truth without requiring your intervention. An unexpected individual will cross their path, someone questioning them, connecting previously unrelated dots. This may occur through an unforeseen interaction, compelling them to disclose what they endeavored to keep hidden. They will not escape through deception, nor evade scrutiny, nor mask their truth with politeness. The truth will surge forth like a tidal wave, and they will find themselves powerless against it. Herein lies a pivotal shift in your favor, as their truth emerges. Your standing transforms. You will ascend effortlessly, gaining clarity you never sought, stepping into a newfound confidence, intuition, and spiritual fortitude. Their exposure is not intended for public humiliation, it is a catalyst for your elevation, a means of clearing your path, ensuring that no covert agenda, no silent interference, and no quiet scrutiny can impede your progress. Once more, my beloved child, this is where the truth crystallizes into a definitive blade, slicing through the illusions your neighbor crafted. The revelation will not be subtle, gentle, or quiet. The universe has determined that the truth must not only surface but land squarely in front of you with undeniable clarity. Your neighbor is acutely aware of this shift. They perceive the tightening energy around them, the burden of their choices pressing against their chest. They sense the universe rearranging the elements of their life, leaving no room for subterfuge. An unexpected confrontation awaits them. Their hidden truth is not being unveiled by chance but instead triggered by an irreversible chain reaction they initiated without comprehending its far-reaching implications. They confided in the wrong person, placed their trust in an unsuspecting ear, and hinted at something to another who should not have been privy to it, yet destiny required that they be informed. That single conversation, that careless moment, that solitary slip of the tongue has ignited an inferno, illuminating the entire truth. An acquaintance from their life, someone they never deemed significant, is beginning to speak out, initially quietly, later with assertiveness. Their words cascade through the air, forming a pathway leading directly to the heart of everything your neighbor sought to conceal. You must grasp this notion firmly. The exposure of your neighbor is not random but rather a manifestation of karmic alignment. They attempted to entangle themselves in your path, to influence affairs that were not theirs to manipulate, to rewrite a narrative that was never rightfully theirs to control. Yet the universe has enveloped you in an unyielding shield, ensuring that every clandestine intention they harbored has now forced its way to the surface, revealing itself with potent clarity. The very individuals they previously tried to impress, mislead, or manipulate are now beginning to question them. Their mask is disintegrating, their narrative is faltering, and the truth is pursuing them faster than they can flee. Observe their body language. Should your paths intersect, you may detect it, a shift, a guilt-ridden demeanor, a flicker of panic, a strained smile, a hurried tone, and subtle evasions as they realize an impending truth cannot be avoided. Their greatest fear is not judgment but being truly seen, for who they authentically are, for what they attempted, and for the intentions they harbored in secrecy. Now arrives the moment fate has prepared you for. Their truth will reach you without any effort on your part. You will not need to inquire, investigate, or pursue answers. The universe will deliver this revelation to you through an unforeseen circumstance, a message, a conversation, or a sudden turn of events that places the truth undeniably in front of you. Every detail they attempted to obscure will align into a singular moment of powerful clarity. In that instance, you will grasp fully why destiny endeavored to prepare you.